Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. Data indicates that there's a lot of reason to be excited about the future of XRP, and I would also say, though, the crypto space in general, this market cycle, in terms of price action, we ain't seen nothing yet. In fact, take a look at this headline from the Daily Hodl. Bitcoin bull market just warming up, says on-chain analyst Willy Woo. Here's why. And so what he's ultimately talking about in this article is the number of humans adopting Bitcoin every single year. And what I want to do is run through the specifics of this article, and then I want to share with you what has been happening historically with XRP. Because if you look at the number of new accounts that's being created now, just look back the last 6, 7, 8 months, oh my gosh, it isn't. We have never had a period of sustained growth like this. And I'm talking new XRP accounts being created on the ledger. We've never seen a run like this in the history of the XRP ledger, which has been around about 8.5 years now. And interesting, though, if you compare it to the account activations that we saw during the last bull cycle in 2017 into the beginning part of 2018, strong indications that with XRP specifically, again, I ain't done seeing nothing yet, son. But I do want to be clear at the outset, I don't have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice. And you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say, all right. I'm just a simple little moon Lambo all up on the internets, doing moon Lambo things, like making YouTube videos. But it's just a fun hobby. Talking about Ripple and XRP and crypto and unicorns. That's all that's going on here, though, damn it. And if you don't like it, you can get out. So, into this piece, and I gotta tell you, I'll highlight this too, in terms of the price action, the potential for where this is all going, I just have this strong feeling that a lot of the people that sold when XRP was running up to about $2 in April, once this bull run's done, I suspect that a lot of them are going to have a bit of regret. But into this too, because look, the whole market moves together, and so it is fascinating to see that what I already knew to be true of XRP because I track it more closely than any other crypto, certainly true of Bitcoin as well. Prominent on-chain analyst Willy Woo believes that the big Bitcoin bull market is just getting started, despite the recent correction that saw the price of the leading crypto asset plunge by over 50% in a matter of days. In a new tweet storm, Wu tells his 538,400 followers that the latest Bitcoin collapse resembles the 2020 pandemic-induced sell-off in terms of on-chain data. And here's a quote. By the way, a key observation here is that this is not looking like a 2013 double pump. It's so far structurally playing out like a pandemic white swan where people on the sidelines took the opportunity to come in. Other on-chain charts point to the same structure too. And then chart user growth on the Bitcoin network. No coiners are taking this opportunity to buy the dip. In case you're wondering, the bull market is very much intact. And so there's plenty of reason to be optimistic. And I'll say this again, and I don't pretend to be a chart analyst. I'm just not interested in learning how to do that. I have a lot more fun just researching fundamentals and following the news and covering that. But, as far as directionally where we're going, yeah, there's a pullback here, but I just don't believe for a moment that this bull market, I just do not, for a ton of reasons. And you'll see, too, I'm going to pull up the XRP data in just a second here, but when you take a look at that and you just compare what's happening now in terms of peaks, peak account activations over the last 7-8 months, if you look at the height of what we've seen in terms of number of new accounts per day, it actually is not what you might expect when you compare it to 2017. But just give me another second because I want to finish running through this. But according to the high-profile analyst, the number of Bitcoin users is growing at a rate that indicates Bitcoin's current bull market is still in the early innings. Here's another quote. A key to reading this chart is to know that Bitcoin user count has roughly doubled every year since inception a dozen years ago. So the 2021 peak is expected to end at levels much higher than the 2017 peak. Under this trend, We are just warming up. Yeah. I feel bad for some of the people that are panic selling here. I mean, look, we're all adults. We all get to make our own decisions, and maybe they're right and I'm wrong about it. Maybe it's all going to zero. I don't buy that. But I just have the strong feeling that once this is all said and done and the market cycle's over, yeah, you're nowhere near the top is my guess here. Now, take a look at this. The chart that is roughly in the middle of your screen, slightly below it, that I'm circling right here. This is the number of new XRP accounts that was created over the last 12 months. And so you can see if you just go back a year ago, on a normal day, you'd get like what? 700 to 800, maybe 900 new accounts per day. And even that was a big jump up. If you go to, I don't have it on the screen now, but if you go back to the beginning part of last year, 2020, in January, it was more like you'd get about 500 accounts per day created on average. Well, what's happened since in mid-November? XRP started going nuts in terms of price action for the first time in a very long time. It went from 20-something cents up to, what did it get to? Maybe somewhere around 80 cents before coming back down a bit. Well, we hadn't seen that in forever, but my gosh, that really got some eyes on XRP. And so it just goes to show you, like, when a green candle hits, this is the type of activity that you see. Humans didn't want it while it was cheap. The rest of the time on this chart, when there are not as many accounts being created on a typical day, people didn't want it when it was cheap. They wanted something that went up higher in price. And why? Because they falsely believe that that adds validation. No. All it does, and it's the same for every coin, this is not specific to XRP, but all it means is that people saw something that was increasing in price, and they just, like lemmings, one after another, my gosh, just following each other. And that's the FOMO. The FOMO pushing up the price of XRP, resulting also in a bunch of new account activations here. And I still think, and I'll say this too, I think there's a lot more, if you look at the daily number of new accounts, I think way more people than that per day entered the XRP ecosystem for the first time, because most people purchasing XRP, they're not setting up cold storage wallets for themselves, which is what this chart shows. And so I think they're mostly using shared wallets, which is almost exclusively what is on cryptocurrency exchanges. So those numbers wouldn't be reflected here. So it's much higher. But still, a certain percentage of those are always going to set up their own wallets, and that still makes these numbers very fascinating and very telling. And so you can see, like, we got to the point where, towards the end of November, we had over 8,000 new accounts created in one day. Then we had here in, what was this, February 1st, 12,632 accounts, and then it dipped back down, and you're in the, 2, 3, 4, well, maybe up to 3, 4, 5,000 new accounts per day range. And then you go to April 20th, and so this is, XRP was clearly running up to this point, 12,419 accounts in one day. And XRP price had a bit of retracement since then, of course, but even then you're looking at all these days where you got 6, 7, 8,000 accounts per day, and even recently with how scary things have been the last week and a half, you're still talking about thousands and thousands of accounts each individual day. Well, this is nothing. So here's the part that's impressive to me. Seeing this type of activity sustain that long, that's never happened before. So we're at a new low, basically. It's like a higher low, effectively. If you're talking about price in a chart, it's kind of like that. That's what it looks like to me. Because there's so many more eyeballs looking at crypto in general, and so of course more people would happen upon XRP and be interested in it. But if you look at what happened over the shorter time period during the last bull cycle for XRP, because XRP started running roughly mid-December of 2017, and it hit its all-time high on January 4th of 2018. So you're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of about 2.5 weeks of crazy XRP price action. It was a lot of fun. I was there. But if you look at the beginning of the month, and this is when there was still a bit of mania going on in crypto, yeah, there were a good amount of accounts being created. But look at the levels that were hit. We actually haven't seen these levels since that bull run, that 2.5 week period. Have not seen that. Despite the awesomeness I just shared with you over the last 7, 8 months, whatever, we haven't seen these levels since the last bull run. You're talking about on December 14th, 19,933 accounts created in one day. December 15th, 20,158 accounts created in one day. And the best day ever was December 29th, 2017, 21,402 accounts created. So think about this. you know, in a span of a few weeks or so, the XRP ledger went from having 700,000 accounts total to almost 1 million by the time XRP hit its all-time high. It was a little shy of 1 million. Think about that. But there were enough people in the space back then that when the mania hit, 20,000 new accounts created. Now, we haven't hit the mania phase, and we're already seeing new account creation of almost 13,000 at its peak recently. So what's going to happen when XRP does start running up towards its all-time high? The inflows are going to be insane. And so, mind you, we have today over 3 million people that have ever purchased XRP and put it into cold storage. Over 3 million XRP accounts. And we haven't even hit the true bull portion of the cycle. When the cycle began, the real bull portion that ran up to, XRP ran from 22 cents, I think it was, up to almost $4. Before that started, right before it started, mid-December 2017, about 700,000 accounts. We're now at 3 million, right? And so what do you think is going to happen as all of this money starts pouring in? It's going to be insane. Don't be surprised if we have individual days where you're looking at 30, 40, 50, 60,000 new accounts per day or more, because there's way more humans flooding the crypto markets this time than last time. That seems very clear. There's way more money flowing in and more bodies. So, and think about this too. Even if you're talking about 1 million XRP accounts, that's my best guess. And it's impossible to account for I don't know how many humans are trading on exchange, but my gosh, I mean, you'd be looking at like 0.001% of humans that had ever held XRP, and the price ran up to almost $4. And so now if you're talking about 0.003% of humans that have ever held XRP right now, because there's over 3 million accounts now, considering there's about 7.8 billion people on the planet, so 0.003% of humans having ever held XRP, like, where do you think this is going to go when last time it went up to $4? Like, to me, I'd be surprised, and this is not a price prediction, this is not financial advice, but I'd be very surprised if we did not see at least a $10 XRP. And it's like, good luck finding like an analyst that's respected that doesn't think that XRP will at least hit that. So, all good things in time, but I think there's a lot of reason to be excited here. And so, in looking through all of this, I'm just like, damn, I've been patient 3.5 years. I will continue to be patient. Ain't no problem for Moon Lambo. It's just a matter of time. And that's how you win this game, though. The people that can't handle their emotions, the people that get impatient, those are the ones that don't make it. And the same is true in the stock market, too, which is why Warren Buffett has stated that the stock market, and this is true for crypto, but he said the stock market is a mechanism for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. That's all it is. And so it's like, it's kind of like a fun way to look at it is like, you're getting paid to wait. Hey, happy to get paid to wait. I have no problem with that whatsoever. So all good things in time, my friends. I'm not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Lambo.